Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to 2022. I know we're a little late with the New Year content, but as you can probably tell from my stuffy voice, I am recovering. Well, I'm mostly recovered from COVID. I got COVID. It happened. Miss Rona slapped me on the ass and I got it. I did do a whole vlog where I answered FAQs. Yeah. I answered questions and talked about our symptoms and how Milo is and all that, and I will link that up in the corner. It should have been just uploaded a couple of days ago. I'm catching up on work. I don't know what that was. But I asked on Instagram, I had all these plans to do New Year 2021 wrap-up content, and I was like, is it too late? And they're like, no, it's not too late. So that's what I'm gonna do. So today we're gonna just discuss my goals for 2022, and it's very lighthearted, kind of more guidelines. I'm really over the whole strict lose 30 pounds by the end of the year, things that I honestly can't control. So they're just kind of intentions, if you will. They're a little bit more just kind of soft wants or guidelines or things I want to keep in mind throughout the whole year. I also do want to say it's a rainy day today, which I'm loving, but the lighting is kind of weird, but I think I figured it out on the camera to be okay. But it looks a little more warm and cozy, and I'm kind of really into it. And yeah, we're filming in the bedroom again today because the office is, of course, a mess, but we'll get into that. And before we get into my goals, I did want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. You guys know that I am an avid Skillshare user. I've been working with them on sponsored content for almost 2 years now, I think. And I just think it's such a cool service, a cool website. So if you don't know what Skillshare is, it is a membership website that has classes curated to all things creative. And it's really geared towards learning to set you up for success, in my opinion. Meaning there's no ads, so there's nothing to distract you or get in the way if you're really into a subject. I find the chapter breakdown to be the most helpful when it comes to either stopping at a certain point and moving on. So it's really customizable to your schedule. You don't have to feel like you have to sit down and take this whole class. You can go at your own speed. But also if you want to revisit something in the class, I love that that chapter breakdown exists just so you can find your place or find the information you wanted to again. And they have classes on all things creative. Whether your job is in something creative like me, they have classes on time management, kind of scheduling yourself. There's a lot more self-care lately, which I really, really enjoy. If you're like me and you make content or you take photos, there's classes on how to use your camera better, how to edit better, how to use your editing software. But also if you're just wanting to have a creative outlet, you can take classes on everything. Cooking, homemaking, art. They have a bunch of different watercolor classes. So much about gardening and indoor plants. I've learned most of what I've learned about, I'm pointing that way because my garden's right outside this window. Growing tomatoes and growing herbs. I really got into that when we had more space, and I watched a lot of videos on Skillshare about that. So they literally just have videos about everything. Any sort of creative outlet that you're looking to learn more about, they have a video about it, and it's just very helpful and I love it. So if you're wanting to try Skillshare, the first 1,000 people to click the link in my description will get a free month trial of Skillshare. Plenty of time to try out classes, see if you like the program. And yeah, if you do, if you take a class you think I might like, let me know. My favorite lately, and I tell people when they sign up, is you should take the Jonathan Van Ness, JVN. Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, Jonathan. He has a self-care journaling course, and it is so cute and awesome, and I recommend that one. So, okay. So again, thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this portion of the video. I will have that link down below for the first 1,000 of you to click it to get the free month trial. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into my 2022 goals. I cannot believe it's 2022, by the way. What the heck? 2021, really slapped me around a lot. Well, half of it. Half of it was rough in my rough pregnancy, and then the other half was just pure bliss with my baby. But it's crazy how slow the first half went and then how fast the second half went. I cannot believe it's 2022. But I feel like we're just all going to be saying that until the end of our lives because each year just keeps getting faster and faster. Not to be morbid, but it just seems to be happening that way. So I have my little goals written down, and like I said, they're just kind of guidelines, aspirations, intentions, just things I want to be keeping in mind this year. They're not so much have the house decorated by the end of the year because it's just unrealistic. I'm just trying to be more realistic and gentle with myself in this new season of my life. And speaking of, my very first one is a simple one and kind of goes without saying, but it's just to be the best mom that I can possibly be, which kind of to me is a blanket term for a lot of things. Honestly, it's coming natural because he is what I care most about now in the world. He has given me the biggest why for my life, the biggest purpose. And I'm not trying to say that in like, I didn't have purpose before, you need a child to have purpose, but now that he exists, he is my why. I just want to make sure that I am continuing to make decisions and set boundaries that are in his favor, and I just want to give him the best life I possibly can. And honestly, same with the dog. Like, that's always been a goal of me with the dog. And for any future dogs, like, I just want to give them the best life I possibly can. And like, so far, that's nothing I've had to like work towards or remind myself, just because naturally I want to do what's best and right by Milo. That's obviously my number one goal and will be my number one goal for the rest of my life, is to be the best mom I possibly can. It's my new role in life. My number 2 goal is to stay on top of my mental health. I have had quite a mental health journey really through my whole life, but I guess it was in 2019, the beginning of I decided in 2018 that I needed help, and I couldn't find the right therapist until, or no, I guess that was 2019. I don't know. The beginning of 2020, I found the right therapist, and it was really important to me actually to get some help for my OCD before I became a mom, so that I could, OCD and anxiety, there is no cure. You'll always have the thoughts and the fears, but it's more about changing how your brain reacts to that. So I wanted those tools under my belt so that I could be a better mom, and I could, I need to know how to take care of my own shit before I'm taking care of another life. Just wanted to work towards better mental health before I became a mom, and I think we got pregnant like a month after I finished my CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, which is what I found personally most effective in treating my OCD. And it's something that I have to use every day. It's something I have to work on every day, and it is like a muscle in your brain that the more you use it, the stronger it gets. So I just want to stay on top of that, which I have been good in the past, and I'll notice if I take like a dip or I just need a refresher, I will text my therapist and we will have a refresher. Well, we had one last week and it was fantastic. So I am pretty good about staying on top of it. I just want to make sure that I continue to, because I don't have any time to myself anymore, which is fine. But it just, my life is different. I have different priorities. I'm always going to be putting Milo first, but I do want to make sure that I make that time for my mental health when I need it. I'm sure you guys are tired of me talking about it, but I had a rough pregnancy, and I had a really hard time with the C-section, and something I will probably end up getting maybe this year, maybe next year, I don't know. But I would like to try and have another baby because I am loving having Milo. But it's gonna take a lot of, I think, trauma therapy to get me to even try again. But again, values-based living, that's what we say a lot in OCD therapy. You work towards your values, you don't let anxiety and fear take over, and if you want the baby, you just deal with what you gotta do, and you have one. So I'm planning on doing a whole kind of like my experience with pregnancy and OCD and emetophobia, like / my birth story, and just kind of a whole dumping ground, because I'm finally like ready to talk about it. For a long time, like I just couldn't even talk about it, but as time goes on, I feel better and better. So I might not even need the trauma therapy, but I am aware that maybe I should get some. And so that's just a part of that goal, is to keep that in the forefront of my mind, that if I feel like I really need that, let's get that. Right now I feel okay, and things just seem to be getting more and more calm as time goes on. But if it's something that really bothers me even a year from now, I'll just keep that in check, if that makes sense. My next one is to just move my body more. Would I like to lose some weight? Yes. But in retrospect, I'm also going to really try to love my body more the way it is. I have a new body. I had a baby, things are different, and it just is the way it is. But the thing is I had like a realization, and it's different every day. I feel like some days are harder. I look in the mirror and I'm so proud of what my body did, and other days I'm like, oh my God, what happened? But I just want to work on loving my body more. My body performed a damn miracle. Like, I grew a human inside me. And I always say, like, I've always known how pregnancy worked, obviously, and it never like boggled my mind. But then you do it yourself. You feel it all happening within you, and then all of a sudden there's just this person and you're empty again. It's the weirdest thing. And I just like, pregnancy really gave me a run for my money, and my body helped me protect me and keep me alive and grew my beautiful son. And it's wild. And yes, things are flabbier now and things are bigger and there's stretch marks, and it's just like, I don't want to care about that, because it gave me the greatest thing in the world, my son. So I just want to just work on the language I guess I have with myself in my head about my own body. But even in spite of that, I just need to get moving more. I really got immobile basically in pregnancy because I was so sick for the first almost 4 months. I really feel like I had a good 3 weeks and then I was hit with SPD, which is just paralyzing pelvis pain. Like it was so bad. And then I had a ginormous baby on top of it, so I just really could not move. I just spent a lot of time trying to make myself comfortable. In the end, the only place I was comfortable was in this bed, laying on my side towards the window, and that's what I did. And it was tough. And I just feel like I fell into a lot of bad patterns, but also with that, I'm a new mom and I'm just trying to like balance out the whole shiz of my life. And when I have time to do something, exercising is the very last thing I want to do, but I need to prioritize that a little bit more. We are in no way a schedule right now, which I think will change within the next couple of months, just because we're at like a pivotal kind of point with naps and sleeping, and I think that we'll just ease more into that in a little bit, and then maybe exercise can become more of a routine. But for now, I really do need to work at just getting out there more. I'm just talking about a walk. Like I just need to go on a walk with my family every now and then, and we can build ourselves up. You know, also with COVID, I was really into my class pass and I went to a whole bunch of classes. I loved Pilates, reformer, or just mat work. I loved yoga. I loved like the rebounding on the trampoline. I loved those classes. I loved going to workout classes, but then COVID hit and everything kind of shut down, and then I got pregnant and never, got back into it. So I just need to ease myself back into moving more, even if it's just stretching at night. Like it just is good for the body. So that is a definite goal. And this kind of ties in with wanting to lose some weight. I feel like everybody's like, oh, you had a baby, you're fine. But I can't even blame it on that, because I had zero appetite in pregnancy, which was terrible. I mean, some days I did, of course. But I just like eating was a struggle throughout pretty much my whole pregnancy, with the aversions and the sickness and just feeling really full and So I feel like after he came out, I lost all the baby weight in 2 weeks. Most of it came out on the table. But then it took me 2 weeks to drop the rest, and then I was back to my pre-baby weight, which was still over what I wanted it to be because of COVID. I gained weight. But then like I feel so calm and I feel hungry again. And I just feel like I've been just like on cloud 9, enjoying my life, not worried about what I'm putting in my mouth. Not that I'm putting absolute garbage in it, but you know what I mean. I didn't join Weight Watchers or anything, which I probably will. I think Weight Watchers, which now they call it WW, is a very sane way to lose some weight without like really restricting yourself or feeling like you are depriving yourself. So I will probably join that sometime this year. I don't know when. I'm not going to give myself any deadlines or anything, but my goal is to, number one, cook at home more. I feel like with, especially pregnancy, you have a craving, you just go get what you need, which is totally fine, and you should. Whatever you can eat to nourish you and your baby, you should eat that. But just, I feel like that and COVID, the only thing we like had to look forward to was getting takeout. So we would get like takeout too much. I love going out to lunch. It's like my favorite thing in the world. We're going out to lunch today. I don't know, it's just like, I don't know why I love it, but I do. Even within the last few months, I always feel like we're better about it in the winter just because it's cold, and especially with the baby, it's just easier to stay home. But I do want to cook at home more, and then this goal has a / eat and cook more whole foods, which is something I'm just always constantly working on. I feel like we've gotten pretty good about it, but also there's certain things I'm never going to be perfect about it. Like I'm always going to shop at Trader Joe's and have some frozen meals on hand just because it's easy and it's fun. We also have gotten really into cooking and like making soups from just real whole ingredients, and it's fun. It's just more nourishing and cuts out a lot of the crap that way anyway. And so that's a goal of mine, is to cook at home more, which I do want to cook more. Bradley does a lot of the cooking because he loves it, but I do enjoy it too. So whenever I'm in the mood, I want to like either help him or trade off holding the baby while we both cook. But yeah, this is kind of like a on the nose one, but I want to go to the eye doctor. I am 32 and I've never been to the eye doctor, which maybe I'm gonna die. Maybe something's really wrong with my eyes. I don't know, but I just have always had perfect eyesight. I got my like eyes checked by my like primary doctor, but I've just never been to the eye doctor. Not since when I was in 3rd grade and I decided I wanted glasses, so I told my mom that everything was blurry even though it wasn't. We all did that, right? But I feel like an old person and I can't really see at night while I'm driving. I can see, but like the lights, and I just thought it was a personal problem. I thought it was like, oh my God, the lights are so bright. Bradley's like, no, you can like get glasses to help you with that. So it's like, okay. And now that I have a baby and I'm driving him around, I want to be as safe as possible. So I do want to go to the eye doctor and get some glasses for when I'm driving at night and the lights are bothering me. That's a simple one, but it is on my list. two kind of creative ones. I want to continue to work on bettering the quality of my videos. I don't plan on like changing them in any way. I still want to show up here and be as real as possible, but I just like I was having a blurring problem with this camera, which hopefully I'm not freaking blurry right now, and I learned what was happening and I know how to fix it now. I'm gonna get a new vlog camera because that one's just kind of old and it's just not performing to my standards. I feel like I've gotten better about not uploading things that I'm not proud of anyway, but just continue to do that. And I just want to have quality here. I want there to be purpose, but also quality. So yeah, that's just always gonna be in the back of my mind, just to make sure I'm producing the best content I can for you guys while keeping it as real as I can. I hope that makes sense, but just, you know, wanting better for my channel. And then the other one is to create more reels. I love making Instagram reels, and so if you're not following me there, please go do so. It's at Amy Lynn Buttchin. I fell in love with making reels. It just is a really fun way to put together a quick video. Whether I had a fun day at like the pumpkin patch or in the garden, or I started something called Shelf Sunday that I would just like decorate a shelf on Sunday. Most of them were like seasonal, but we can still do them now, you know? Home decor kind of stuff. I want to get into more recipes, and it's just a really fun way to create something that's just a minute long, and I love doing it, so I want to make sure that I make time for it this year and just create as many as I can. My next one is something else I want to make time for this year, and that's my garden. We moved into this house a year ago, which I can't even believe it, but we did start our garden last spring and summer, even though I could barely bend over and I knew I wasn't going to be as attentive as I wanted to be. I didn't want to miss the year of learning because I knew it was going to be kind of a learning curve of, you know, where I planted a lot in the ground. I've never done that before, and raised beds, growing things I've never grown before because I didn't have the space. So I didn't want to miss out on the year of learning. So we did plant a bunch of stuff, and we actually had a pretty okay year, kind of, when it came to herbs. We had so many herbs, whatever. Lots of cherry tomatoes. I need to work on the bigger tomatoes because none of my tomatoes ever got that big. Lots of zucchini, but then we had a lot of failed stuff too, like the watermelon and the cucumber never grew, the pumpkins never grew. So it's just, I don't know. I want to make time for my garden because that's something that brings me happy, but also brings us food. I really want Milo to live the life where if he wants tomato, he can go grab one and bring it inside. So I just want to work on that and just make sure that I'm staying on top of my garden as much as I can, you know, not putting too much pressure on it or letting my motherhood or work fall to the wayside, but just, you know, in the spring and summer it'll be about getting out there in the mornings every day and just harvesting, watering, that kind of stuff, and just, I'm excited about it. We've had the small break. We still have stuff growing. I have some lettuce growing, some radishes, some carrots, some potatoes, which I'm really excited about, but like the main gardening season is spring and summer, and it's coming and I'm very excited. And then my last goal is, well, it's kind of two parts, but like to declutter the crap out of this house. A lot of it comes from we've never fully gotten settled into this house because when we moved in I was sick, and then my pelvis started to hurt, and then I had the baby and we have a newborn. There's just not a lot of time, so we're being gentle with it, giving ourselves grace, and just like moving as we have the time to. For instance, we just got for free on Facebook Marketplace a dining room table and chairs that we are going to refinish, and I'm really excited about it. It's probably going to take us a while because we have a baby and we don't have all the time in the world, but it'll be worth it when it's done. And it's just about slowly building up what we want for this house. But I do feel like I need to spend a lot of time decluttering. There's just crap everywhere, and it's hard with like a baby who's growing in and out of clothes, and there's like clothes everywhere, and I want to save them in case we have another baby, and there's just piles everywhere. But I found the areas that I've already decluttered and have organized are the ones that I can keep up with most. I now finally have like the kitchen and the pantry organized, and it's made a world of difference, but I need to get my office in order so I can start filming in there. And like our closet is a mess, mostly because we need to like figure out some sort of closet system to install. But just, you know, when we have the time and the money to put towards, you know, decluttering, furnishing what we need to furnish, organizing, putting stuff away, and just really moving into this house even more, because I of course feel at home and settled here, but you know, the more we work on it, the better it gets and the better it feels. So I just want to keep working at it. Like I'm looking around, I have so many beauty products that I just like need to find a home for or pass on. I want to get rid of the crap. I pride myself in somebody who is very good at decluttering. I'm not a minimalist in any way, but the stuff I own because I love it and I use it and it has purpose, or it's nostalgic. I don't hold on to a bunch of nostalgic stuff, but the stuff I do has its purpose and has its place. And I just want to continue that because I feel like, I don't know, things have gotten a little out of hand. Like there's a pile of Christmas gifts behind the camera that I could just spend 5 minutes putting away. But again, like I said, I don't have a ton of time, so it's just about prioritizing things. And that's the thing about this list, is it's all gentle because things will get done when they get done. What's important right now is my son and spending time with him. Really, as long as he and Bradley and Ludo and me are happy, healthy, and safe, that's all that matters. And everything else is just a small goal to work towards. So yeah, but that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this just little inspirational, motivational video. I don't know if you guys have like gentle guidelines or goals, even if they're like hard goals, I don't care. I want to know what they are down below. If you're willing to share, we can chat. I've missed you guys. I did like a Q&A on Instagram because I was like, oh, I just miss talking to you guys. I really do value you guys and think of you as my friends, and I won't start crying, but you know, whenever I need input or I want opinions and I put it out there, you guys weigh in for me. And even with the COVID stuff, like I can't even thank you guys enough on Instagram. I was feeling so like, not like a failure, but kind of like I was a failure. Like I was super down that I let my baby catch this. I tried so hard not to, and we all still got it. And so many of you were just so nice and reassuring that this is everywhere. It's not my fault. Just thank you. I love you guys. I'm always wanting to converse with you, so leave a comment, let's chat. And yeah, I will see you guys soon. I will do my best of 2021 beauty and lifestyle, so those will be the next 2 videos up. I have an empties I need to film. I already have a ton of January favorites, so I'll do one of those. Maybe some decluttering videos. I don't know. Let me know what you want to see as well. But I love you. We're getting bright now. The sun's coming up. But I love you. I will see you guys very soon. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.